The Seventh Tower by Garth Nix. Book 5. Into Battle. Chapter 24. Crow was weak, but he had come back to his full senses. Ferric was helping him sip a cup of water and telling him what had been going on. As Milla approached, Crow gently pushed the water back into Ferric's hands. "Greetings, Crow," said Milla. She indicated the ice carl on her right. "This is Shield Mother Salson, and I believe you have already spoken to the Crone Malin." "Greetings, Milla. That is War Chief and, Shield Mother. And greetings again, Malin," replied Crow. His voice was scratchy, but Milla noticed another change. Crow had always almost snarled at her before, his voice permanently angry. That anger was gone. He simply sounded tired and weak. "Has Ferric told you that I have come back with my people to put an end to the Chosen's use of spirit shadows and save the Vale?" asked Milla. "We will help your people too, if you let us." "Yes," said Crow. He gave a wry smile. "I will do everything I can to help you, if you help us in return to be truly free. That is, if you don't kill me first." "Why would we kill you?" asked Milla, puzzled. "I mean you personally, not the ice carls," said Crow. He stopped, took the cup from Ferric, and wet his throat before he continued. "I tried to kill your friend Tal and steal the red keystone." Milla shrugged. "I've tried to kill him myself, but he survived." "I'm serious," Crow protested. He shook his head as if he couldn't believe what he had done. "I just went crazy. I thought we had to have the red keystone for ourselves. Tal was a Chosen, and he would always side with the Chosen. I hit him on the head, and then I threw my knife at him." "Did you hit him?" said Milla. "No," said Crow. "I only got his coat." "You should practice harder." "Is that all you have to say? I really tried to kill him, for no good reason. I would have gotten Ferric, Enki, Gil, all of us killed, if Ebbet hadn't been there." "It is for Tal to forgive or punish you," said Milla. She couldn't understand why Crow was so concerned. "And for you to forgive or punish him. It has nothing to do with me." I was rude about you," said Crow. "I insulted you, to Tal." He looked down, unable to meet her eyes. "Do you want to fight me?" asked Milla. She was genuinely unable to understand this free folk. He had fought Tal and lost, and had nearly been killed. That was all. "Speak your insults again, and I will kill you. But if I have not heard them, then it is as if they have never been. They are lost on the wind." "I don't know," whispered Crow. I feel bad." Now Milla understood. It was the head wound talking. When it was better, Crow would return to his usual angry self. "We need you to look at this map," Milla said. She quickly explained what the ice carls were trying to do, and asked Crow to point out any stairs or entrances from the Chosen levels that they might have missed. There were quite a few. Milla marked them on her map and wished for the perfect drawings the Codex could do. If only she'd managed to grab it before. As each new stair, ramp, or entryway was marked, Milla and Salson briefly discussed how to defend or block it. Then Salson would send one of her shield maidens or hunters off to tell one of the other shield mothers to include the new place in her area. Crow was still going over the map when an ice carl hunter burst in and came at a run toward Milla, Salson, and Malin. When he was a few stretches away, he clapped his fists. "War Chief, Shield Mother, I bring word from Shield Mother Kale," he panted. "The Chosen have attacked. 2 tens of them, with shadows, have tried to force the Red West round way down." He stumbled on the strange place names, but Milla had already found it on her map, her fingers stabbing the hide. "And?" she asked sharply, as the hunter took a deep breath. "We hold it," the ice carl said proudly. "We have taken 4 shadows and killed 3 Chosen. 2 of our own are wounded and 1 slain. Shield Mother Kyle asked for more shadow bottles, and that is all." Milla looked at Salson. She did not know whether there were any such things to spare. "Go to Andric, there," snapped out Salesen, pointing. "He has 4 shadow sacks. Take 3. Go!" The hunter clapped his fists and ran off. Before anyone had a chance to say anything, another panting runner burst in from one of the closer gateways. Also a hunter, he jumped the last terrace and landed with a clatter of polished shell armor. His breastplate bore the scorch marks of a red ray of destruction. If he hadn't been wearing it, he would have been cut in half. "War Chief! Shield Mother Verix says more than 4 hands of Chosen and Shadows contest the Underfolk watercut ramp. They have broken through the middle gate, but we hold the lower. We need mirror shields and shadow sacks." Milla shrugged the polished shield shell off her back and gave it to him. He seemed surprised, but took it. Salesen handed him a shadow bottle from her own belt. "That's it. Take them and run." Salesen turned to Milla and Crow. "There are a few shadow sacks and such like ready for us to bring through, and I know we will need many, many more. Do you know of any other weapons here we may use against the shadows, Crow?" Crow shook his head. "Jono had some shadow sacks like yours," he said, "but I don't know where he got them. I do have a sunstone I can use, a little." "As can I," said Milla. "And there is the Talon." "The war chief must not fight, not unless all will be lost," said Salesen. "The war chief must stand apart for clear thought and direction." Milla frowned and made a fist. "That is the crone's will, too," said Malin. As she spoke, Milla felt the words like an undigested meal in her stomach, heavy and constricting. "But the battle has only just started, hasn't it?" asked Ferric anxiously. "And we're winning, aren't we?" "Yes," said Milla confidently. "We only look to what might need to be done." Another icecarl burst in through a different entrance, a shield maiden this time. She ran down the terraces and slid to a stop, speaking even as she clapped her fists together. "War Chief, Shield Mother Granny reports many Chosen gathering above the old Grand Stair, 100 or more. Some have armor that shines in different colors, and there are many shadows. The Shield Mother says we will die bravely, but that will not be enough. She asks for another hand or 2. "The Chosen have been much faster than I thought," said Milla, speaking too quickly, a sure sign of her agitation. She looked at Salesen and Malin. 100 Chosen, and some of them guards. We can't risk moving any of the other hands, in case it is just a trick. I must go." "No," said Malin. The single word gripped Milla in the stomach like a vicious cramp. "It is not safe for you. Send the others, but you must stay." "War is not safe," snarled Salesen angrily. "You must let the war chief decide for herself, crone." Malin looked worried. She held a hand to her temples. "I will ask the crone mother. Can everyone just be quiet?" "There is no time to ask the crone mother," Milla said quietly. "I am war chief of the Icecarls, Malin. I wear the Talon of Danir. Our people will not die needlessly because I will not stand with them. I will go." Malin kept her hand to her temple. Her eyes began to cloud. Milla ignored the pain in her middle and started to walk away. Salesen walked with her, summoning her hand with a wave. Jarek and Kier were the first to join them, falling in behind with the passing clap of their fists. Milla kept walking, though the pain was a fire inside her. She heard the mighty crone voice, too, echoing inside her head. Next to her, but far enough to be out of reach of the Talon, Audra staggered through the air, clutching her stomach and her head. Every step was agony, but Milla was too proud to give in. The crones had decided her fate. They had laid a great task upon her. It was not a task she could complete if they tried to control everything she did from far away. She took another step, and another. Sweat poured from her face, and her skin went whiter than the purest snow. But she was almost at her limit of pain and strength. Another few steps, and she would fall. She lifted her foot and slid it forward. As the pain increased, and the great crone voice inside her head crescendoed, she heard Malin's soft voice cut through pain and noise. "Go, war chief. The crones say you are free. Free to fight as you think best."